Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Furniture Painters Unite UK member spotlight. And today we have the lovely Kate and the lovely Sarah, who are the team behind Painters Business Academy. I was going to say PBA UK, but it's Painters Business Academy USA and UK. Hello, Kate. Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
So yeah, it's that time again, time of the year again, when we're all talking about PBA. It's the biggest weekend of the year. So for anyone who isn't aware of PBA, what it is, what it stands for, do you want to kick it off, Sarah, and explain a bit about the event?
Yeah, so it's a multi-branded furniture painters 2-day weekend event. So you get to stay over. So it's not just to come to a workshop situation and leave. It's a residential 2-day multi-branded furniture painters event.
Mouthful.
Yeah, it is a mouthful. It is a PBA. So now that we've established that, we'll just refer to it as PBA. So this will be the 4th year of PBA in the UK. Congratulations. And the first PBA in America. And tell us about that, Kate. Where's that happening and when is that happening?
So that's in Atlanta, about an hour north of Atlanta, in a really nice resort. It's all lakes and cottages and bonfires, and I don't know, it's nice, just gorgeous. A real retreat, a real escape. And so it's 28th to the 30th of June. So we kick off on the Friday night with a bit of a meet and greet. 2 days of conferencing, maybe a bit of a party on the Saturday night too. Yeah.
Just maybe.
Sorry?
Just maybe?
just maybe, yeah.
So party on Saturday night, I remember right, party on Saturday night.
It's always absolutely tons of fun because it's all the things that furniture painters want. You know, they get to meet all the different brands. You know, you get to have a chat with Annie Sloan, Jen Lynn Pringle, the IOD sisters are wild. You get to paint, you get to meet your peers and talk furniture 24 hours a day for 3 days solid, really.
So this is the first time there's been a multi-brand event in the USA like this. So the brands are Annie Sloan, and Annie herself will be in attendance.
Yeah, she will.
IOD, the Iron Orchid Design, and they will be in attendance. Is that right? You correct me if I'm wrong. Then we have Would You Bend, and that is Tracy is representing Would You Bend.
Yeah.
And then Fusion. So Fusion, both Fusion Milk Paint and Fusion Mineral Paint. And it's Homestead House going to be there?
Yes.
So nice. Laurie's going to be there doing the milk paint. And Wise Owl.
So Wise Owl, brilliant.
Yeah, so they've never done an event like this. So that's going to be really good.
And painters, artistic painting studio, Jennifer, she will be there.
Yeah. So she is also more known as APS Foils. I know you said you were giving her whole name, but she's known best for APS Foils, the person behind the beautiful foils. So what can people expect?
Hold on. We've got Frank from Klingon. Frank from Klingon.
Yeah.
Frank's going to come. I reckon he must be going to hire a motorbike or something and like cruise around like a cool dude.
I can see Frank on a motorbike.
He's got a motorbike, isn't he? Yeah. And then, of course, we've got some guests as well.
So and are you allowed to say who the guests are? Is it all out? All right, go on. List the guests.
So we've got Brush by Brandy. Everybody loves Brandy. She spends the whole weekend painting. She does her she does her thing on the stage and everything, but she carries on painting that piece of furniture all weekend. Doesn't stop. Like she's just a machine. And we have Judy from Thrive Furniture Staging, which we thought would be really useful. Everyone loved Jonathan's photography class last year. And who else? My brain. This Sunday for me.
Tanglewood Sue.
Oh gosh, or Tanglewood Sue would understand why I've just forgotten to mention Tanglewood Sue with this brain that kind of goes here, there, and everywhere. So.
And Chelsea's coming back along again and doing her Instagram. session.
So she is, what's Chelsea's business name?
Our business name is River and Oak. So she's a furniture painter in Canada who just took her Instagram from 0 to over 44,000 in less than a year or year and a bit, something like that. So just, yeah.
She's really
good. Fantastic. She's fantastic. She has fantastic knowledge about Instagram. And so Susie and Brandy, they're going to be painting then and sharing their tips and techniques and
Yeah.
And then we have like a shop for people to purchase.
So basically all the brands will be there and they've all got a stall essentially.
All right.
And so although they'll all be on the stage doing either a demo or a workshop or a talk, you also have got time to go shop at their stalls. Lots of the brands like launch new products at this event. So that it's really interesting and definitely lots of things to buy. Bring your purse.
It's basically so you can try all their products out and then buy them and get the best advice for using the products because you're getting them from the people that make them.
We do like to try new products, don't we, us furniture painters? And how much have we got that we've never used or we didn't get on with because we didn't really know how to use it? So this is like really good value for money in that respect. You will go home with all these new products, but you'll actually know how to use them as well.
Brilliant. So that's all the practical stuff. And then is there any expertise apart from, is there any, remember at PBA the first time people came in via Zoom to teach us about Pinterest and to teach us about other things? Have you anything like that at the USA one, or do you not need to because they're all going to be in person?
We've got no virtual. Well, actually, the very first PBA, I think we had 3 virtual guests join us, and I mean it all went down very well. But the feedback we got, so we really try to focus on the feedback so that we can make the event better every year. And the feedback was, although it was wonderful, we'd rather not have in virtual guests. I don't know. So we try to get everybody in person, unless it's
some of them sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and it's really hard to judge. You just don't know. I mean, I remember Jennifer Allwood doing hers and the room was dead silent and I thought, my God, this has just died a death. But actually people were crying, they really related to what she had to say. So, but you can't predict, which she could do that again and it might not work. Because
it could be a different crowd. It's all very fickle, isn't it? Fickle. So it sounds like you have a fantastic lineup for America and a very busy schedule. So I did see that partners are allowed to go to America for the first time. Is that right? Now, it's not a thing that happens at PBA apart from yourselves. Well, you Tony, your partner, yes. But God love him, it's more like camel. It's more like a camel. He carries
every year. I think every year we've been getting more and more men or their, the husbands coming along too. And there's a bunch of them that come to the conference and actually sit with their wives and do the conference with them. Yeah. And then there's a bunch that just come along to the venue with their wives and off they go for the day and do the stuff. But every year we're getting more and more men. So
it's interesting. We didn't think that was something that people would want to do. I mean, personally, I'd be like, I can get away for the weekend. You know what I mean? Obviously, some people want their husbands to come along, and actually, it's a beautiful resort. It's there's fishing, golf, all these different. What's that new game they're all playing? Paddle.
Yeah,
pickleball court. Yeah, and all those sorts of things. There's loads of stuff to do. Swimming pool, obviously, that sort of thing. Boats. Yeah, so if husbands, can come along and have a great time.
And it's amazing to watch the attendees, the women attendees, all make connections at PBA and build friendships and build professional friendships and networking. But it's also really lovely to see all the husbands becoming friends.
Yes.
Yeah, cute, isn't it? Yeah. And they
it is. And even though they're all very, very different, in ages and in backgrounds and nationalities.
Yeah,
but it's
really
lovely to see them. So in terms of building a community, it truly is building a community in every sense. It's not.
Yeah,
It's very
definitely.
inclusive. It's not excluding anyone. You don't have to feel guilty
Yeah.
about going to PBA.
No, no, it's good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, we love that part of it, actually.
Yeah. So where can people buy their tickets for? So anybody watching this in America who thinks, do you know what? I would love to wake up in the morning and have a scrambled egg or eggs over easy with Annie Sloan. I'm pimping Annie out. I'm just pimping her out. Because that does happen. You do have your breakfast with Brandy and with Annie. They're not in a separate VIP section. They're in there with you, and you get to ask all the questions. And you get to see the people. You actually get to meet the people.
see that
The people
when we were looking for venues in the US, and we were talking to some of our US friends about it, and they were not convinced about the format of how the event runs. You know what, you all stay in the same hotel, you all, and they didn't understand why they can just come in and go out. And so the reason we were trying to create the atmosphere that you get at these residential events where you are sat, you know, at breakfast with, you know, and you get to actually really know them rather than that hour up on the stage where they're just doing their thing. And then, you know, it's not, that part's not very much different than watching them on YouTube or going to a workshop. But that whole social interaction afterwards, you know, where you can catch up with them and ask them the questions, it really does make that entire atmosphere and does create that community. So without doing that part, it makes it difficult to get that feeling again, I think.
Yeah, you can ask a question of these people that you wouldn't ask when they're up on stage. You wouldn't put your hand up and ask a question. But if you're standing next to them in a coffee queue machine, or you know what I mean, like you would go, I just wanted to ask you, and it's just amazing.
So you would never say, excuse me, hello, Annie, do you like tonic with your gin, or do you just have it over the rocks? And tell people, for people who've never been and don't know, how long are the actual practical, so when Brandy's on stage, how long is she on stage for? Because some people might be put off, think they're just going to be sat watching all day.
So we usually try to make it varied. And so, you know, somebody might get up on the stage and just do a talk. Not very many of them, to be fair, but some of them might just do that. Then the next one will be a demo. So the person on stage will be just demoing a new product or whatever. And then the next one might be a workshop. So everybody gets to play. And then you've got lunch, and then you've got breaks. So we try to like keep it nice and varied during the days so that nobody gets bored. And the sessions are no longer than about 45 minutes, because after that, your brain starts switching off. So it does work. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's just, you know, for people to try and imagine it, they're not going to be in a classroom. They're not in a classroom situation where they're sitting for hours, not talking, just watching. It's very interactive. When Brandy's teaching you how to blend, you get a chance to try the Wise Owl paints and try to, you know, see how they blend and get to feel them. And the APS foils, you get to foil something, you get to actually use them and foil them. And then if you have difficulties, you can ask Jennifer straight away, what did I do wrong? That's usually what I say, excuse me, what did I do wrong? So we've talked a wee bit about, and then the America one, your accommodation is included in the price.
Yes, absolutely. Accommodation and breakfast and lunch and teas and coffees and that type of things. Yeah. Breakfast.
Your accommodation, your breakfast, and your lunch, and all your teas and coffees are included in the ticket price. And getting to meet, I'm going to pimp Annie out again. Getting to meet Annie over a coffee at the bar.
So it also includes, so there's a meet and greet on the Friday. So you check in on Friday about 3-4 o'clock, and then we have a cocktail meet and greet by the pool, which if you go look at the venue, it is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful place. So we're going to have cocktails by the pool just so that everybody gets a chance to know each other before we start the conference on the Saturday morning. And the venue is slightly away from the hotel. So there's a little trolley, so, you know, like a little school bus that picks everybody up and drops them to the venue. And lunch, we'll have lunch down there. And so The only thing it doesn't include is their evening meals that they would have to get themselves.
Yeah, because we don't.
Okay.
There was too many restaurants to choose from and stuff like that. It was too complicated. So we just thought we'd leave people to do what
Yeah,
they
plus
want.
some people might want to explore on their own for an art night anyway.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's fantastic. So for the tickets, you can go to the Painters Business Academy. And I have there on my screen, I have a code, GINK PBA. If you enter it, you get 5% off the entire price.
Yep.
So that's the entire ticket price. And that includes the UK and the day tickets as well. Is there day tickets for USA?
There is now.
There is. Yes.
So there is day tickets. So you don't have to go for the entire. If you can't, if you have something on one of the days, you can buy a day ticket and go.
No,
for
sorry.
Just one day.
No, sorry. It's a weekend day ticket, so it just doesn't include accommodation. So
So it doesn't include accommodation.
Yeah,
So
and you
weekend,
can.
right? I get you. So if you don't want to, if you live nearby, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't
And you don't want to pay for the accommodation side of it, then there is weekend day tickets. Brilliant. That's brilliant. So you seem to have covered all the different angles.
Oh yes,
And
of course we got the spouse ticket as well. So that
and the
includes.
spouse ticket.
Yeah.
So is the spouse ticket? So when you go on, is there an actual spouse ticket?
Yeah.
It's like a
Oh, I love
package.
that.
So that includes both of you, and I think the husband gets breakfast every morning, but not lunch and their evening meals. So yeah, because the lunch is actually served in the conference hall.
Right.
For
Okay.
us.
And you're saying there's a golf course, so the spouses can golf. They can use
Yeah,
the pool.
yeah,
They can use all
So
the
much to
facilities.
do.
Then
There's a
brilliant.
water
That is
park.
fantastic.
Yeah, there's boats, there's water park, there's golf, there's pickleball,
Brilliant.
there's so much to do there.
It's like little islands. It's really, really pretty. So loads of fish. Tony's going to go
Sounds
fishing. Yeah.
Tony says that, but he won't. He'll end up carrying boxes around all weekend. Bless him. Well, that sounds amazing. And this is your first time in the USA. So I can't wait to see next time then if this is what you've done and you haven't even. It sounds amazing and you haven't reached there yet. So it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And tickets are on sale now, and tickets are on sale now. Just they're limited for anyone because there is only a certain amount of spaces for accommodation and that, so they are limited. So if you're hemming and hawing and you might have FOMO, fear of missing out, go now and get your tickets. So that I think pretty much covered USA. Just anyone in the US who's thinking I go to lots of events, just a reminder that this is a multi-branded event, and all the brands there are from Canada, from the UK, and from the USA. And if you we talk about going to PBA for the UK and now USA, for the benefits for business growth. So anyone thinking, oh, I'm doing really well in my business, but I'm not getting noticed, or I'm doing really well, but I would like to project my business a bit further. This is an opportunity for you to take your business in front of the brands who might be looking for a business to invest in. So you'll be in front of Fusion Mineral Paint, Fusion Milk Paint, Homestead House Milk Paint, Annie Sloan Chalk Paint, Annie Sloan Satin Paint, Annie Sloan Wall Paint. I don't know what else Annie does, but that's what I know. APS Foils.
Yeah.
And then you're going to meet Judy. I'd love to meet Judy. I've been with Judy now. I've been with Drive for 4 years. I would say Judy's been helping me with all my staging for about 4 years. So I'm a huge fan of her and a huge fan of her service. Have I missed anybody out? And Would You Ben? And Pash Chalk.
IOD, Wise Owl.
IOD and Wise Owl, and the list goes on. But if you're sitting as business thinking, I'm doing really well, I don't need to go to an event to network. I've got a great network, got a great business. Still, that you can still go and get a lot out of it and put yourself in front of the brands and say, I'm the person behind my brand. I'm the person who painted that fantastic armoire. I'm the person who did that bed. That was me. As well as your personal growth and making friends. I think it's so important in this business to make good friends.
Yeah, because you've been to every single one, haven't you? You've been to all the three that we've had in the UK.
Yes, I have been to every single PBA in the UK.
Yeah.
And every year I get something out of it. So if I didn't get anything out of it, I would not be going. I've got I'm a brand ambassador now for Ouija Bend and Posh Chalk. At the second one, then I met Fleur Paint. Was it the second or third? Second one, I met Fleur Paint, and I'm on their creative team. I love their products. I'm also a stockist, and I wouldn't have thought about stocking until I seen, all the range of stuff that I thought, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to stock them and bring them into my business. And then, if I'm doing workshops or whatever, I can move them on to my customers and show them fantastic. People are not aware of the range of products out there and what to do. So it's all very very great for a small business to get there and get it in front of these huge brands. Because I mean, you can imagine when they open their Facebook in the mornings, they must have 10,000 notifications, and if you're tagging them and all your stuff, they might never see it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, get yourself there. Let everybody know that you're a serious furniture painter. You're serious about furniture art. You want to continue doing it as a business, and meet friends, make friends with PBA is very, very special because you're in the room with people who get you. They get your obsession with thrift stores. They get your obsession with Goodwill. They just get your obsession with everything to do with furniture and furniture art. And in America, they do curbside pickups, and I had the pleasure of doing a few when I was there, of just driving along the road and people set these beautiful pieces of furniture out. So yeah, I've done a few curbside pickups, but when you're in PBA, you don't have to explain yourself, and you don't have to hide. You don't have to hide how weird you are. You don't even have to hide how weird it is that you do what you do.
We'll have to check the vehicles of the people that have driven a few hours to get there and just see if they've got any room left in them. What they collected on the way all the way back.
Yeah,
probably not. I would say. So that's the USA. I want to think covers anything else that you need to say about USA that we haven't covered.
Really? No, not really. We're thinking about maybe making a directory of businesses that have attended the PBAs previously. Just like a list of people who invest in their business and their education and their industry. Just something. It's just a little accolade. It's not like
And so people can find each other afterwards and stuff as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a really
I have
good
a badge.
idea.
I want a badge.
You can have a badge for the most attended. Well, no, you can't now because you're not coming to Atlanta.
Well, it's only 5 weeks away. Change.
Wednesday, that's what I was just about to say. Well, you just don't know. You just don't know what will happen in 5 weeks. I haven't ruled it out. That you're going to see my face. It's just not ruled out.
Hold the badge until then.
Yeah, it's not ruled out. And then the UK one
on it for each time they've attended. I don't know, something like that. And then are we going to talk about the UK? Do people want to know about the UK on this one as well?
So we're going to talk about the UK. So this is our 4th year in the UK. It is in 4 years. Can you imagine? It is in the same place where it was last year. So that is, sorry, I'm not great with English geography. So if you want to say whereabouts that, I just get there.
So it's the De Vere Hotel in Horsley in Surrey. So it's sort of southwest London, if you know what I mean, that kind of way. So quite easy to get to from London, or drive because it's on the M25.
Sorry, I think that might be me. I'm just turning it off.
So yeah, really easy to get to. And we're doing it there again because that was the 3rd one we did and it went really well there. Everybody loved it. So we've decided to go back there again and hold it there again because it worked. And it's even near. We have so we're near the airports as well. We're halfway between Gatwick and Heathrow, so easy peasy if you want to fly from Ireland or somewhere like that. Canada, we've had all sorts.
Which I do. Although last year I flew in the day that there was train strikes.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember? And that's when I decided to fly in. It was a bit of a Eliza from Living for Vintage, bless her, she came to the rescue and drove up and got me from the airport. It was actually painless coming back, absolutely, on the main road and main thoroughfare. It was great. and it was definitely the best accommodation we've had yet. The most comfortable, just lovely, lovely place.
Yeah.
So
nice
this is our 4th year. That was always the first weekend of September, but it moved this year. So what's the dates again this year?
20th
20th to the 22nd. Yeah.
20th to 22nd.
Yes. Atlanta,
Right.
sorry, we didn't even say, but Atlanta is in June 28th to the 30th. And the UK event is the September 20th to the 22nd.
Right, okay. And yeah, so this will be the 4th year. So as you were saying, every year you take in your feedback and you improve it. Every year you improve it and you improve it and you improve it. I don't know how you're going to improve it, to be honest. Last year I just had the best time, and with Brandy and Sean and the boys and Katja Furniture and Annie and Solly Joe. I just had the best time. So I really don't know how you're going to improve.
We've toyed with the idea for about 2 years now. Every year we've toyed with this idea of when people buy their ticket and, you know, we're getting ready to rock and roll, is to get them to sign up to a class. And so instead of doing maybe the first day, instead of being sat down in the conference hall, everybody's going to that class, then they've signed up to that class, and like maybe so we've toyed with that idea for 2 years, but it's so complicated that we can't work it out. We can't get
our heads around it.
Yeah, so we've tried. Yeah. We think that would be a good idea.
But September is
would be a good idea, but then you would have people that would want to go to all the classes.
That's why it's difficult, because we have to set it so that you can get to do all 4 classes, but it will just be at different times. The classrooms will be smaller with the people. I don't know, because people do want that. It's just we genuinely just can't work out the schedule.
So and time, just because the UK one is a different layout than the USA. So I'm just going to explain that there's a big conference room, but then and then there's a big like shop room where the stalls for selling, but then there's also little small rooms where Brandy was in one, and she worked away on her piece, and then Monica and Katja in the one room, and you could just go in and sit down and chitty chat with them and watch them, and they could, you know, they're even taking your hand and saying, no, this is the stroke you need to do, this is the pressure you need to put on, and this is how light you need to touch it. Well, so that's the UK one. It was very special. It's very good. And then people floated from the conference if there was something that not didn't interest them, but there's something that they already knew about, because some people are really good with SEOs and the internet and all. So if that training was going on and somebody felt, you know, I don't really need this, but I would like to go and hang out with Brandy and watch her blend or whatever, then they could do that. It was very free moving, wasn't it? It didn't feel restricted. It didn't feel you were trapped in a room. It didn't feel anything like that. It was so good.
Yeah, we kind of like that mix of informal and formal, because we try and give it lots of breaks. We have coffee break, tea break in the afternoon, lunch, and then obviously at the end. So there's lots of. We just think it helps people's concentration to get up and move around. But also, opportunity to go and buy stuff, and then to have a quiet word with someone, ask them a question. So that's kind of the idea behind that.
Yeah, and it's still going to be the same setup this year, do you think? Yeah.
And maybe we'll be able to do some of those classes. We can't at the moment. We've got still the last details for Atlanta to be tied up in a knot, trying to finish off the UK ones. We don't know what we were thinking about.
You have the list for I know the UK is not until September, but this is really the time of year to be buying your ticket with your 5%. 5%. With your 5% off, which is your, that's your travel sorted when you get that 5% off. It's really you're getting your travel free. So now's the time for you to be really thinking about it, getting it bought, saying, right, I'm going there in September, sorted. So is it too early for you? Or do you have your complete list of guests and who's going to be there? Or do you have just some?
Completed the list. We haven't completed the list yet because we're still adding to it. And actually, people have been buying tickets. It's amazing because they just trust us that they know we're going to put on a great event. So we have I mean, even if we have the same name, so like Annie and Fusion Mineral Paint are coming along to this in September, it won't be the same as what they taught last year. It will be
because Annie could be bringing new products. And and like I'm a huge fan of Fusion milk paint. I would love them to concentrate more on the milk. It's my favorite. So even though the same names could be there, they're not doing the same thing. They'll be offering something different.
Exactly that. And so Jonathan Mark Mendez is coming in September. We're talking to
Marca's coming, Fusion Mineral Paint, Annie Sloan,
Solly Joe, she comes every year, doesn't she?
Woodrow Bend will be coming, yes, and
so we've got Merca coming, so the sanding company, like everybody knows, School and Surf Prep. It's the same sort of thing. Merca are an amazing sandpaper company. Also have the same setup.
Yeah.
So they're really excited to come.
I'm excited. I used I use the Merca
the mesh one.
The sponge. So you bat in a big,
the pad.
You big roll, and you just it's like perforated, and you're up. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. So I'm excited that they're there. I loved Festo the first year.
Well, Marca are going to show us their sanding units that are equivalent to. So we're looking forward to that. Yeah.
And they're actually.
I wasn't even going to go out. I wasn't even going to go out and look at what they were doing because I had no reason to go. Whatever. I've got a sander and I've got all that. But I went out for about 10 minutes and I realized that my sander had 3 different settings. I didn't know that, and I did wonder.
I still need someone to explain gears on a sanding machine to me, and I've told Merca that.
You see, I didn't know, and I did wonder how I was using
slow. But what do the gears do? I don't know.
You see, I didn't know. I was wondering how I had bought this really expensive sander, and I was touching it really lightly, and it was taking all the veneer off. I was like, why is it doing that? So I didn't realize there was different settings. So I actually did learn a lot, and I'm so excited that that Merca are coming because I love their big rolls. I like their mesh.
Are the best. I mean, I did make him cringe when I said, "Well, actually, I use your mesh sandpaper on my Festool sander." He's like, "Oh,
you put around it."
Yes, I just come back to check. Just whack them on. They're Velcro.
Brilliant. No, I
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I do that as well.
So because you've been 3 times before, what would you like to see at the UK event that you haven't before?
Good question.
Oh God, you put me on the spotlight. I haven't even thought about that. What would I like to see?
Like, what would be of interest to you? Like, what would you think? Oh, yes, I'd like a session on that, or I'd want to see this person, or I'd want to try this thing.
Well, see, I try everything. So it's maybe not a new thing, but I'd like more. See, I do walls. I love doing walls. Right. So I do decorative walls as well as my furniture. And sometimes I get commissions to paint the wall and then do the furniture, or paint the furniture and then continue it up the wall as if it's all one. Well, I have training in decorative wall plasters and stuff. But Woody Bend, our Posh Chalk have brought out a whole new range of glass plaster, crackle plaster, which is fantastic. So I think, and Fleur, so Kate Whitson.
So Kate Whitson is going to be a guest.
I actually loved her marbling. See the way she did and I would like sort of maybe, if there was like plasters, decorative, like Posh Chalk, if they were doing a session on that sort of thing, instead of paints, because I think I've mastered the paints. I love milk paint. I love, I think I've mastered all the paints, and I think I would like to add that to my furniture, or add that to my skill set. So I think maybe more of what Kate Whitson did last year. Kate Whitson did that beautiful marble. I've never seen that. I was like, how did she do that? Was amazing. I would like to see more of that. To me, because I'm a practical person, right? I'm a practical. It's all about paint techniques and all for me. So I'm a practical person. But then I also know that I need to expand my skills when it comes to the internet and all that's available. So the first year we had the lovely Megan, who I can't remember her surname, but she trained in Belfast. That's all I remember. Her
Pinterest. Yeah, Pinterest.
yeah. So I think, yes, I think I would like maybe another Pinterest one, because Facebook. And it's Facebook now on an Instagram, and they're charging for they're charging you now for tutorials. They're charging you for reach, and they're charging. So I actually think maybe my days of Facebook and Instagram are limited. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we can get Olympia to come down and do a Pinterest workshop. I'm sure we can sort that out.
So something like that. I think. So that's my two. There's the two. When you put me on the spot, maybe even if I thought about it, I would have had different. But my two is more of the plaster finishes and stuff from that Kate Whitson and Posh Talk, and then on the other side, businessy side, would be what are the alternatives to Instagram and Facebook if they emails them are charging you. We're going to charge you for reach. So if it's heading that direction, I might not be able to afford to be there.
Yeah, well, I've got a Pinterest that is run by Olympia, and I actually make sales on Pinterest, and it actually covers the bill that she charges me for doing it. So, but also the other idea I had was, and we've just been talking to him, Anthony Devine, the upholstery in Manchester. So we're talking to him. He is running these amazing workshops. I actually did one with him in Zoom. I mean, how can you learn to do deep buttoning a stool on a Zoom workshop? Well, I did it. You do it as a day class, on the Zoom, because it was, like I say, it was during lockdown, and there was people there that had never even upholstered, and we all turned out these amazing stools at the end of the day. So we're talking to him, because I think the other thing is like you say, like plastering or upholstery, you've got to have maybe different strands to your business. We all need to make money to keep these businesses going, and it might not just all be about furniture painting. You might be able to, like you say, go off and do a mural on a wall for someone, or plaster effects, or do a bit of upholstery and paint as well. So we want to help people expand their businesses and keep their businesses going in these difficult times.
Yeah, I mean, Kate's definitely going to be a guest this year.
I think that's what she did last year. Her concept, or the way she thinks about things. Just the knowledge that she has, but in particular, that what she showed us last year blew my mind. It's like,
she's been doing this for over 30 years. I mean, literally, she's forgot more than we know. She is.
Stately homes, the ceilings in stately homes. I mean, the level of what she does is like way up here. So to learn from her is definitely a masterclass.
Yes,
absolutely. So, and then we've got the guys from I can never say it, Brach, the Scottish guys. Brach. General Finishes, they're coming along. They love coming, so they're coming along, and
they're brilliant. They're brilliant because just their knowledge, the knowledge they have about wood, and I think they're going to be even more important this year because the trend of exposed wood that is huge at the minute. So I think they're going to get hammered with questions because
they are.
Because it's such a big thing. Everybody wants a bit of exposed wood. And I didn't know about the wood condition. When they showed us all the wood conditionings and all that,
and all the products, and So we definitely need another master.
And Stallmeister
coming.
Yes.
The brother of this.
I love them too. They were two sweethearts, they were so funny, and they were in their element. And it was so good to say, for anyone who doesn't know what Stallmeister is, they're a brush brand. Yeah. Stallmeister are a family-owned brush brand, and a lot of the times we try to keep our costs down as furniture artists, but I would say invest in a good brush or two, and it was great that they were there, and you could see and use and feel and touch and the products, not them, and it was great, absolutely great. And Frank come on his range brushes.
We're making them come on stage this year because we want to actually learn more about the business as well. Third generation, it's really cute. So so they're going to be talking about that. So that would be really good as well. So they're desperate to come back. They really enjoyed themselves last year. They would have come to Atlanta, but she's getting married that weekend. I don't know why she couldn't have changed her wedding date.
Well, I'll have to have a word with her in September when I see her.
Yeah. Let's
So
have a
that
post.
yes. So again, this is my 4th year at PBA in September, and I'm so looking forward to it. And I'm going knowing that I'm going to learn something. I'm going knowing that I'm going to make a new friend or two, because I do every
Yeah.
year. And I'm going also to know that it's going to be good for my business growth, and it's going to be good for my morale. Is morale the right word? Or
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, you do leave inspired. You do, you get new
Feel
business
invigorated.
ideas, and yeah, you do leave ready to rock and roll again, don't you?
Yes,
People
absolutely.
they leave like on fire, buzzing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, and with your new things and the new products you've bought and the new things you've learned, and even just the validation, I think as well, it's worth going even just to be validated that your love and your passion is worthwhile your time. Because everybody else, it's worthwhile all their time, so it's worthwhile of your time. It's worthy of your time. So it's absolutely one of the best. I can't wait. It's the best weekend of the year. I have such fun at it as well. It's not stuffy. It's not so serious. I have just the best time, the best fun, and I always come home with the best goodie bag. I must say, your goodie bag. So when you're talking about cost, right? When you're talking about cost, for anybody who doesn't realize, even with America, so when you're weighing up the cost of going, you're saying, oh, it's £600. Well, your goodie bag is worth about 200. So
more, definitely more. Yeah.
Or is it worth more?
And quite often the brands are discounted that weekend. We can't guarantee that, but I mean, like the Merca are just bringing along those setups, and they're going to be discounted for the weekend. So there's definitely
It's like maybe buy a sander.
Yes, you can actually buy a sander in the UK that weekend.
Oh, brilliant! Because I was actually looking at sanders. I have a Oro 90, but it's too small. I need a big jobby. So I'll be looking at sanders. That's fantastic. So your goodie bag is worth more than 200.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Your discount on the day at all the stalls is worth more than 200 as well.
And knowing that you're spending your money
wisely. It's basically free.
Yeah, we worked it out for the first event. We never worked it out again. But the first event, the goodie bag was almost the price of the ticket. So
yeah, I remember
the goodie box that Fusion gave was like $70 each. Like it literally was nearly the price of the ticket. So you basically got your money back in products.
Yeah. And plus the products that you buy, you're buying the right product. You're not wasting your money on stuff that you can't use or won't use. Yeah.
Yes, also all the brands are there with their like tester pots and there, so you can try it all before you buy it. You can look at specific colors. You can buy the fan decks. Are they still selling the fan decks? The Fusion fan decks. Are they still going to be selling them? Yeah, that's a fantastic tool. So you can buy all these, and you can try before you buy, and you get a big, fantastic goodie bag full of everything, something from everybody. And it's brilliant. My only problem is getting at home. I always have a problem getting at home.
Yeah.
So first year I flew, I didn't have a suitcase, or was it? No, it did.
I think. Yeah.
But
sorry, I've got to run. I've literally got an appointment. So I've got to go, but it was lovely speaking to you.
Thank you so much for taking time here.
I'll speak to you again soon.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I'm still here for a minute.
Yes, you're here. You're here for a minute.
We could carry on all day, couldn't we, Helena? We could just
we could. So, that's. I think we're near there. I do think we're near there for what is PBA, when is it, and what do you get from it? I mean, just the
but
most
we're available. If anyone's got any questions, message us, tag us, whatever, email us, all those things.
It's full of it's for people who are starting out in the industry, who are just starting out, have found the passion, and they just need to know guidance and meet people. But it's also for people who are in the industry a while and are doing really well, just to come and again expand your skill set, learn new things, and also see if you want to take your business in a different direction
or another level, or all sorts of thing. We've never had any complaints, put it like that. We've never had anyone say, well, that was a waste of my time and my money. You know,
Nope.
they enjoy themselves, they learn something, they meet people. I mean, you know.
And you have people who come back every year.
Yeah, we do. So yeah, it just shows. It's cool. Well, we can't wait to see you because we might not see you until September. So probably won't.
Yes, and I think I'm correct because it was the same. This is the first year that the dates have been changed from the first week in September.
Yeah, because people complained it was like an awkward weekend for kids going back to school
Kids
and all
go
that.
back to school, but I had already booked a holiday.
Are you still? Oh, you have got a holiday this year, have you?
I have got a holiday, so I think I'm coming back from Corfu either the day, but I think I'm coming from Corfu to Belfast and then literally getting a shower and going in from Belfast to London.
You couldn't get a flight to Gatwick. You could have got a flight to Gatwick, maybe.
I was trying to do. Well, now we're going off topic here for our interview. I was trying to do that, but I couldn't. I was telling him I had to go to Belfast. But anyway, if I could fly from Belfast, I had to go back to Belfast. But we'll see. I'll be there anyway, and it'll be great. So thank you so much, Kate, for
Thank you for having us.
yeah,
as always.
for taking the time. And if anyone has any questions, you can contact myself, Helena Gink Design, Kate at Colour Me KT, and Sarah at has Sarah still got Home Revival?
Yeah, she's still got Home Revival, even though she
Her
works
page.
as well. Yeah,
Brilliant.
and of course, obviously.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
nice to talk to everybody.
Remember that the discount code for 5% off your entire ticket for your accommodation and your food and everything is there. Is there. And yeah, save it and use it. Save it and use it at the checkout. And it will be for the UK. It worked out at I think a free train ticket to the event. So yeah, every little helps.
It does for sure.
Okay, cool. Lovely. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye.